Hi everyone, thanks for watching this video. Today's class is to introduce the other functions under Object Model Management. That includes function set, tag management, data set, data group, and task management. So the first one, function set. So a function set contains a set of attributes, services, events, and subscriptions that can be inherited by templates and instances that are bound with this function set. So let's see, here is a function set, and inside you can see that it contains a set of attributes, service, and events, and subscriptions. And all the things you added here can be inherited by different template and instances. Let's see, do it like this. You can see here when you create an object template here, you can add a function set. And then if you add that, then the attributes or services, any information under that function set will be inherited to this object template. So let's see. This is test, and here we have created test1 attribute, right? So let's go back to this template and see if the test1 is inherited here to this template. And also, there are two things you need to pay attention to. The first is that if the parent template has already bound with this function set, the instances under it cannot find the same function set. And the second thing is, if you have bound the function set with the instance and the corresponding parent template cannot bound with the same function set either. So that's two things you need to take notice of. Okay, that's function set. So if there's any change under this function set, you can always click this sync reference template to synchronize all the change information to the bound templates and instances. Okay, so that's function set. Okay, the next one is tag management. Tag management provides an easier way to categorize and classify and also filter the templates, instances, and all the information under the templates and instances. So it looks like this. Here there are different types of tags. You can create types, of course, and then under different types, you can also create new tags. See, I have created two under object, and attribute, I have created attribute. You can see that the default types include attribute, event, service, and subscription, and all the other. That means that if you want to add and tag to your attribute under an instance, say, and then you need to create a tag under this attribute type. And then you can find this tag when you're creating an attribute. That means, let's see. For example, under this template, see here, the template, you can add a tag to the template, but as you can see, you can only find tag and tag1. Those two tags are created under the object type of tag. Remember that? That's here. See? Only tag and tag1 under the category object, right? So if we want to create, if we want to assign a tag to one of our attributes, you got to make sure that there are tags under your attribute category, like here. See, only attribute but not tag and tag1, remember? So here, attribute, like that. So how do you filter those attributes or services or templates or instances that are bound with different tags? It looks like this. And so inside the template, here, click tag. You can see that those are the attributes that are not bound with any tags. And this attribute tag under it, there are two attributes. Okay. Let's see, go back to template and instance. Here, this is how you can filter your template or your instance based on different types of tags, like this. And also tags for parent template and the sub instances have this inherited connection. So the third one is a data set. A data set is kind of like a database. You can, let's see, you can inside you can just enter the basic information, and here you can add different fields with its name and the type inside this data set. It's just like a database, and that's probably it, because it's not usually used, so you can know as much as that. And the fourth one is data group. So data group also provides an easier way to manage your data permissions. It's like that you can set up different groups and grant different data permissions to those groups, and after that you can directly assign those groups to different users, so that you can have a different way to manage your permissions. So it'd be like this. This is a new data group, right? And inside here, permission config, you can add a template here. I'm going to use sales order as an example. And inside this template, you can select whether you want to assign permissions of all instances or just partial instances to this data group. Okay, so if it's partial instances, then you need to select an instance under this template. I have selected this one. Say OK. So under this instance, you can also assign permissions of its attributes. And here, all attributes are partial. And partial, you need to select. I have selected age. And I'm sorry. So inside this age, you can still assign alarm permissions. And it looks like this because I didn't set up any alarms under this attribute, so they would have nothing to select, but the logic is the same. Now, okay, close. It looks like this, and then you can assign this data group to user. Here, there is a user admin I have created. Here, click permission. Inside it, you can, of course, manually assign different permissions to this user. You can also directly click this data group. And here, you see there are two options. This resource uncontrolled means that this user has all permissions. And if you click this one, resource controlled, that means you need to select a data group and assign the permissions inside this data group to this user. See, we can do it like this, then assign. Then this admin user would have all the permissions that we have configured in this test data group. Okay, so that's data group. And let's go back to our object model management. Here, this is data group. So task management. Task management displays a list of all subscription tasks that we have created under our object template or object instance. So let me demonstrate an example. So under this object template, let me try this one here. So here, subscription, and let me create a new one. Also test. I would always use the same name, test 5. And here you can see that subscription sources, and there are two different trigger types, event trigger and the timing trigger. We're going to demonstrate both. Okay, so the first one, event trigger, that means you need to set up an event for this subscription. When the event is triggered, the subscription is triggered. That means the subscription task is triggered too. And then you can see it on the task management tab. Okay, so add source. Let's see. What I want to do is that I want to try that if the attribute under this specific instance changed, whether there would be a subscription task triggered. Okay, the event type is a value change event. Then okay, so we have set up a value change event. Then I need to tell the SuperOS platform what attribute value change. Okay, let's say age. Age is one of the attributes under this template. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to go to the instance and find the attribute, find the instance first, and inside this instance, find the attribute and change its value. 89. Okay, now let's refresh the page and see whether there would be a task on our task management list. Here. Okay, here. Because I have tried this more than one time before, and I have set the same value change event for different instances, so there would be more than one task listed here when I change the value of age, okay? And the time is like this, create instance. Yeah, here. Value change event, as you can see. And then let's try another trigger type, timing trigger. And let's get inside the template, subscription. And here, let's create a new subscription. Make it 6. Timing trigger here. Timing trigger means that when it reaches this configured time, the subscription task is triggered. So let me just make it to now. And the end time is tomorrow. And the time interval is like 5 seconds. Remember, the interval must be longer than the timeout. Okay, now let's refresh the page and check the task management tab again. See here, timing every 5 seconds here. Like this. So that is about all the other functions under object model management. And that's it. Thanks for watching.